Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing really good today. I wanted to make an updated video on Kempachi just because I've been playing a lot with him as of recently, and I believe that he is actually pretty insane now after the buffs. I know that prior hand he was a little bit difficult and pretty clunky to play with, but now that he actually came out, or buffed I should say, he is definitely a lot, honestly the strongest DPS in the game, and he has been a lot of fun. Now, I was going to show you guys the different game modes that I play with him, just to show you how strong he is. And he almost got me, what, I think a 1.1 or, yeah, 1.1 in Bill in co-op. And keep in mind, I was using a level 25 stamp on him, so that is one thing to know. But he is just that strong. Now, this is what my Kenny is looking like. This is stats crit rate. Keep in mind that I do have 50% crit rate. I'm getting 30 from his speed too, and also you get 20 from his stamp. You get 10 and 10, so that's going to be 20. So I am lacking a little bit more crit rate. So you want to have 100%, by the way. 100% is the way to go, because the more consistent crit rate you get, your weapon's going to proc even more. And it's going to do 40% of the damage that you do whenever he lands in a critical hit. So that's super important when it comes to him. Now, I will go ahead and show you guys the run in my co-op game. And I was going to show you guys my guild boss, but unfortunately enough, I literally just woke up like 10 minutes ago and I did it and I forgot to record. So I guess for today's video, it's just going to be mostly the co-op, and then I'll talk over it and I'll show you guys some of the stuff that I noticed about him. So here I'm going to show you guys the boss fight. Now, one of the most frustrating things about this boss is just the fact that he can one-shot you. So if you're not paying attention, he can actually grab you and eat you. And if that happens, then you are screwed and you are dead. Now, there's ways to bypass this. Every time you counter, you will be able to break one of his arms. And let's say if you break his left arm, then whenever he tries and grab you, you will just move to the left side to be able to avoid getting eaten. But there is times where you will break both of his hands and he will regen them and then actually push forward and still grab you, which is pretty annoying, I will not lie. To my knowledge, he's the only one that can one-shot you, I think. I don't think Yami ever did. Obviously, I don't think he ever did. Tengen definitely didn't. The Sandman did not either. Yeah, I think he's the only one that can do that. So it's a very scary boss fight to try and get high scores, because he can definitely just kill one of your units. And if that happens in the official run, then you are definitely screwed. But into the gameplay, what you want to do mostly is, like, whenever you start the fight with this team, you want to use your Kisuke, Benihimix, and then ult. And then as soon as you ult, you want to swap out to your Kenny and use his skill. And then you can switch into Aizen, just because he has very unique animations. Now, this is not the most optimal run. Keep in mind that this is barely my first day actually using Kenny. I tested him out when he first came out, and I thought he was just completely buns. So I ended up switching out and then just going back to my Gen. But this is actually my first day kind of trying him and trying to do better with Kenny. And I managed to do decent. So I'm not saying that my rotation is, like, you know, the best, because there's a lot of tweaking to do. And I'm still missing a really good stamp on my right side. But for what I have, honestly, it's not the worst damage that you can have. Now, one of the things that I definitely noticed about Kempachi, I know that this is only, yeah, this is going to be about 20 mil. You're going to see later on that he can hit really hard once you get that 100% crit rate and you get some good attack and crit damage. He is actually ridiculous. At first, when he first came out, I was a little bit adamant. I was like, oh, maybe he's just on par with, what's his name? Gin. But yeah, definitely not. He is surpassing Gin's damage. And I know I do have to acknowledge a little bit that, you know, Kenpachi does have Kisuke, which Kisuke is meant for slash him. He's buffing him by 10% as well with the B1. So there is that to keep in mind. But I don't know. I'm again, I know I sound like a broken record, but I really wish that we would start getting some more supports for different attributes so they're able to shine to and see how truly strong they are. Because right now, we're just seeing like a little bit of a shell of how some characters are. So here's what I'm talking about. He's trying to grab me, but I broke off his hands, so therefore I just got to move to the side so he doesn't eat me. If not, that would have been really bad on my run. I would have cried, to be honest. I'm also really glad that when they buffed and they fixed the issue where like whenever you do the counter after Aizen, like when you come out of Aizen and you do the manual counter, you don't miss anymore. Because in the beginning, Kempachi would not be able to hit them at all, and it was the most frustrating thing, and that's why I kind of like stopped using him. I was like, did I just waste my money on a B6 unit that doesn't even work properly, or it's just like completely buns? But nah, they went ahead and fixed everything and made him a lot better, so that's really good. So here comes the big damage that I'm talking about. Yeah, that is ridiculous. Like, look at that. 40 mil damage, bro. Like, the most I was hitting with my ult on Gin was like around like 20 something mil, I want to say. But 40 mil is pretty, like, it's honestly really disgusting. And here I messed up. I didn't pop my Aizen ult, so that's when I said that I made some mistake. I'm not used to the rotation, and I'm not used to like being a little bit longer in Aizen's ult, so sometimes I tend to miss it. So that's on me, honestly. But I definitely want to see how Nelly L is going to work when she comes out, and how she's going to change the rotation for this team, just because I'm planning on getting her duped out as well. So that means Kempachi is going to be the strongest DPS. Even if Grimjack comes out, he's still going to be the strongest, because now Kempachi is going to have both his support, and he's going to have also the tactical unit. Oh, and I guess Ichigo too. I forgot about Ichigo, so there's that as well. And I'm excited to see like what his buff is going to be, because apparently they're planning on buffing his core stamp. I was actually like thinking about it, because I know that his core stamp is basically tied to his mask, which I think is one of the stupidest things ever. Maybe take up the restriction to give some of those buffs outside of his mask. And I don't know, like the biggest problem that I feel like Ichigo has is that his ultimate takes forever to load up. If you make his ultimate more accessible and more easier to hit, I feel like he will be nuking a lot harder than he currently is right now. Well, not nuking harder, but more consistent, I guess you could say. That's what I was trying to say. So here we're technically running towards the end. I'm pretty sure you guys know, but the bosses, I don't know if this is like started with not Yami, who was it? The Sandman after an update, but as time goes on, the enemies tend to get more defense and attack as well. So your ultimates are just not gonna, they're basically gonna be tickling them as before, so do keep that in mind. I wish that wasn't the case, but I don't know. I feel like they did that because they would fear that a team, let's say a full team of B6 characters can actually probably fully kill him. Because right now we're at what, 4,400 HP for him. And obviously this team, all of us right now, me, Tai, and Sienna, all have B6 characters, but I don't have B6 Kisuke. And I'm pretty sure like once I do, and so does everybody else, they're gonna start dealing a bunch of more damage, I guess you could say. I got greedy here. I was trying to hit a Aizen ult before like the timer ran out. Just for that little extra damage, I guess you could say. Now, keep in mind that my damage, there's two things. Obviously, my rotation a little bit, but also two things would have made my damage a little bit higher. For one, I messed up my Aizen ult. And the second thing, I also, oh, he tried to grab me. And whenever he tries and grab to eat you, that's like about like 5-6 seconds that you're just not doing anything. You can't do damage to him. You can't do anything. You just literally got to wait there for it, which is honestly really annoying. Now, this is what I'm currently working with for my stamps. So on the left side, I do have a slash at 1. I got a crit damage one. And then here I do have an element one with attack, but it does have some attack percentage. I promise you, for the past, ever since he dropped, I've been farming nonstop, and I just can't get a good piece no matter what. It is super frustrating. I have this one obviously, but it's not optimal because you need attack on him. So I am waiting for reset for Nexuses, so hopefully I can get another good piece that's maybe attack and some element in it, and then I'll be able to do a lot more damage. But for right now, this piece is what I'm working with. But yeah, that is the video I wanted to show you guys. Pretty simple stuff. And let me know if you summoned for Kempachi on day 1, and if you did, how do you feel about the buffs now? Is he on par? Like, is he something that you feel more like it's easier to use? Because that was one of my major issues that I had with him when he first came out, was that to get damage out of him, you had to do a lot. And I was talking to some of my guild members where I was like, oh, like, it's not that he was weak when he first released, it was just the fact that he was very clunky. And it felt like you literally needed to have like the most massive brain sort of for like certain rotations. Like, it's just, casual players are not going to do that. Casual players want a character, they're easy to build. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what I'm supposed to do, blah blah, and I get damage, cool, I like him. Not having to literally study a whole character to like be able to do rotations and stuff. That is ridiculous. But that being said though, let me know if you guys enjoy the content. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next time, so later.